Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we turn to talking about that video of politician Nancy Pelosi that everyone is talking about. Recently, President Donald J. Trump tweeted a joke video that made Nancy Pelosi look like she was really drunk at some live event. It was actually pretty hilarious, but truth be told, the video was heavily edited, using effects and computer tricks to make her look even worse, if that's even possible. I mean, look at this mug. Jesus, she looks like the angel of death. And sharing this kind of meme in the form of a funny, heavily edited video wouldn't normally be that big a deal either. Videos like this get made of Trump and other conservatives all the time, but the problem here is we know how to take a joke. Liberals don't apparently, because this thing has sparked a lot of outrage over this weekend, and I think I know why. The mainstream media are losing it over this video, not only because it makes fun of one of their beloved Democrats, but also, and most importantly, it does a really good job at it. The effectiveness and this video getting so widespread is what caused most of this ruckus. Then, like the dopes that they are, the left-wingers tried to ban the video. And as we all know about the internet and the Streisand effect, well, when you try and ban something like this, it just makes people want to see it even more. And that's only the beginning of this story too. Later, we'll get to the very hypocritical reaction from CNN, who had the balls to attack Trump for spreading misinformation. Wow. Coming from the network that outright spread lies about the president and Russia collusion for over 2 years, that's pretty rich. Yeah, the media and the liberals are really showing their true colors on this story. And we're going to get to all of that and more soon, but first, let's discuss the video itself just a bit more. Here's the original tweet in question. Coming from Donald Trump, it says, "Pelosi stammers through news conference." Now, I'm hesitant to show the actual video here since it's getting banned and pulled from every website at this point, so let me just briefly summarize it and give you the gist. I've also put a link to this tweet and the video in the description below, if you guys want to check it out for yourself later. But basically, we see Pelosi standing at a podium giving some kind of press conference. She's looking old and terrible as always, and that's not something the editor could fake here. That's how she really looks. What they did change though was make it seem like Pelosi was stuttering and not speaking properly, and because of that, many say the video makes her look drunk and or senile. And the editing is done pretty well too, so some might not even notice it. And I think that's another reason people are so pissed about this thing. It's so well done, and Pelosi, she's the perfect target for this, since she's already really old and off her rocker most of the time anyway. And she also stutters and stammers like this sometimes too, just not quite this bad. So yeah, pointing this at Pelosi isn't that big of a stretch. That's why it's so believable. And then later on in the video, Pelosi holds up 2 fingers but says 3, like she can't get her numbers right or something. And this is followed up by some Fox News reporters discussing the video on television, saying Pelosi may need to step down and she probably shouldn't have this much authority in the Democratic Party anymore. She's losing her shit. And that about wraps it up. Not really that bad of a video, all things considered. Really, I think the reason so many Democrats have jumped onto this is because once they found out it was edited, they thought that gave them some sort of gotcha on Trump. It doesn't though. And all it really shows to me is how desperate the left-wing media is to attack our president and try and get these gotchas. They really think they can arrest and impeach the guy over some goof video he posted on Twitter. What a joke. And next things get even worse as all the mainstream media and left-leaning pundits out there, all of them and their mothers, call for this video to get banned. Yeah, I wasn't kidding around when I said I really shouldn't be playing this thing here, because I would certainly get flagged and taken down on YouTube, as is the wishes of these new Democratic authoritarian 1984 influence left-wingers out there right now. Next, let's turn to our first article. This one comes from Vox.com, with them chiming in with their BS article called "A Fake Viral Video Makes Nancy Pelosi Look Drunk. Facebook Won't Take It Down," with a subtitle saying, "Turns out on Facebook, just because something isn't real doesn't mean it's against the rules," whatever that means. Why would something, quote, "not real" be against the rules anyway? People post compilations, re-edits, mashups, memes, and other shit like this all the time. The real question we should be asking here is, why do Vox and other Democrats want to take this video down so badly? And well, we already kind of answered that. It's because it's so well done and it nails Pelosi so hard. And of course, Pelosi is on their Democratic left-wing side. And you better believe the left would change their stance here if the video was made to attack Trump or another conservative. And that's why we call these kinds of people hypocrites with double standards. They have one standard for themselves and one standard for everyone else. Basically, the left have no principles, no morals, and that means they'll do anything at any time without question, so long as it supports their regressive, progressive causes and supporters. And this is also a good time to point out how me and other conservatives are very principled. I don't think we should ban this video or any video. I don't care about editing or politics or bias or anything either. Let the videos stay up unless they're hurting someone or they're breaking an actual law. I don't care, even if it attacks people I support like Trump. And no, I'm not going to change this stance if a video comes out that makes me or my side look bad. bad. I don't believe in banning or deplatforming the competition. I believe in calling them out and speaking out against them in open and fair discussion. Banning shit because your party is in power or because they control a certain industry, like how the left controls the media, well, using their powers like this is just weak, and it shows they have no good arguments or plans or ways to win otherwise. They can't do it honestly, so they have to cheat. But let's go ahead and read some of this article anyway and at least give Vox a chance and see what they have to say. A doctored video of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi that makes it seem as though she's drunkenly slurring her words at a public event has spread across the internet in recent days. But Facebook doesn't plan to take it down. It's the latest example of the ease with which misinformation can spread online. But it's also about more than that. Misinformation propagates so easily because social media platforms, such as Facebook and Twitter, are still figuring out their stances on what counts as prohibited content. Facebook, for example, says just because something isn't true doesn't mean it's against the rules. Good on Facebook for once. They're actually standing their ground as they should here. I mean, I think the bigger issue here is why Vox thinks they can tell Facebook what videos to ban. The writer for Vox here comes off so entitled and privileged, and they sound like they're so used to getting their way about this kind of stuff, they can't handle this. This sounds like it's their first time they've ever gotten any pushback and someone said no to them. They're like spoiled brats. And I hate to break it to you left-wingers, but you're not the thought police either. I don't know who told you could ban videos for supposedly lying anyway, but if we did, I'm pretty sure a lot of Vox's content would get axed too. They lie about shit every day, right from the premise of their website to its core. I mean, Vox are the ones pretending to be news reporters when really they're just left-wing propagandists. That's why this isn't the first video of mine where I had to call them out, and I'm sure it won't be the last either. And then there's this false worry from Vox about the spreading of misinformation. Please, if anyone is using the internet to spread misinformation, it's the people at Vox themselves. And you see, this is the part of this story that I really like. All of these left-wing outlets are projecting hardcore. They're accusing people of doctoring and spreading misinformation because they know it when they see it. They're the masters of doing this. It's kind of like how in Silence of the Lambs, the movie, well, in that movie, Clarice talks with Hannibal, the killer, so she can get into the mind of a killer and catch another one. And well, Vox is like Hannibal here. They're the killer or they're the misinformation pusher, so they know how the minds of others like that act. Fortunately, this is just one video tweeted by Trump as a joke, so it's not like he's got some misinformation center making shit like this up and pushing it out daily. Vox does have that though, and that's why when they see someone else cheating like them, they call it out because that's their gambit. They don't want anyone else to do it. But all this calling out coming from Vox, all it really does is make us think that they are in fact the ones that are guilty here. So yeah, I hate to say this old line again about Trump, but it's kind of like the president is playing 4D chess with this one. Maybe he didn't know and this revelation is just a happy accident at the end, but I think he might have done all this to expose the hack frauds like the ones at Vox. And also, he's exposed CNN too, as you'll soon see. Yeah, CNN actually had the balls to try and chime in on this story. An article from Deadline has more details. It's called, and I'm not kidding with this title, it's called CNN's Anderson Cooper says Facebook is news org and spreading false information. That's right, Anderson frickin' Cooper, who works at the biggest fake news mill in the world, well, this AC360 host is actually lacking self-awareness so bad that he's calling out Facebook for spreading fake news. Absolutely hilarious. Anderson and his channel, of course, have been spreading fake news for years. They spread the biggest fake story in the world for over 2 years now. Russia collusion in the 2016 election. That was a big nothing burger, and most people knew it years ago, but CNN still peddles this conspiracy theory as if it's true to this day. And now they want to turn it around and start calling out other companies for pushing fake news? Jesus. Look in a mirror, CNN and Anderson. And this Nancy Pelosi video isn't even that bad of false information to begin with. Pelosi is already old and she already stammers and talks weird constantly. All the editors did was make it a little bit worse. And that video Trump tweeted isn't going to hurt anyone either, except for maybe Nancy Pelosi's big ego. Now, the Russia collusion fake news story, on the other hand, that was completely fabricated nonsense, designed to oust a justly elected president. It was almost like a coup attempt. And that's a much bigger deal than this little video, but Anderson Coup here really doesn't give a shit because he's a biased hack who's not really interested in reporting news or being honest. But let's go ahead and read on in this article anyway and give them a chance to explain, I suppose. CNN's Anderson Cooper blasted a Facebook executive in an interview over the social media platform's decision to leave up an unflattering video of House Majority Leader Nancy Pelosi that showed her slurring words. Cooper contended that Facebook had to take responsibility for spreading false information since it is in the news business and has a higher standard to the truth. Facebook's head of global policy management, Monica Bickert, told Cooper on Friday the platform's reasoning and defended the decision. The video has been seen more than 2 million times. Wow. Now Anderson wants to pretend he's some kind of legitimate, respected newsman now, out out to seek the truth? Yeah, right. And I think we all know he doesn't care about the truth, fact-finding, or preserving the integrity of news reporting at all. Not even close. In the end, all these liberal news outlets care about is money and power and making liberals win politics. They want liberals to win elections, and that way they can become their allies in government. And at the same time, to serve their other selfish goals, they also like to bash conservatives and lie about people like President Trump. Trump, the only guy who actually cares and wants to make this country better, and all the left can do is attack him and try and make it harder for him. And all you have to do to test this theory out is, like I said before, just think about that video that was tweeted and imagine if it was attacking Trump instead. Let's say it was edited and became misinformation in the same kinds of ways. Do you think CNN and Vox would still want to ban that video then? Not a chance. In fact, there have been fake videos coming out about Trump for years now, but the liberal-run mainstream media doesn't care about that one iota because they don't really care about the truth, fairness, or stopping the spread of misinformation. Really, they just care about defending their side and liberal losers like them in politics. And they also want to be the ones spreading the misinformation themselves. You see, there's a reason CNN's ratings are the lowest they've been in 4 years, folks. It's because Americans, we're sick of all this hypocritical bullshit. What do you guys think? Should the drunk Nancy Pelosi video be banned from the internet? Is it not true as they claim, just because it was edited? And do you think Vox and CNN even realize how bad this criticism of the video makes them look here? Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you all next time.